Hello, Christopher here. Today I have this set of locks to show you. These are called the SEA locks. There's one missing here, that's the Vidmar SEA lock, but the rest are mostly here, I guess. I don't know if there are more. This one looks like might be the original one. This is the Swiss-made SEA lock, just called like this, and it's a pretty basic lock, only with those laser cut tracks, and inside few elements that lock the plug in place. It's a pretty cool lock. Works in a very simple way. It works very well, and it's not too easy to pick. Now, here we have the Ezcurra locks. Ezcurra is a Spanish brand, and they have two versions of the SEA lock. They have this one. This is a Ezcurra SEA 23, and it's basically the same thing, except there's this little dimple here, and that has to do with a small pin on this side there. The plug inside has various chambers, and only one of them has a pin, a driver pin and a key pin in place. So in the keys you can have different places where the dimple is. So just a small difference to the original SEA lock. And then there's this one. This one is the C3, and this obviously harder to take out, is slightly more complex, just with two pins. And all seems to be mostly the same. So I don't know if you can see, there's a pin there. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, not easy to see like that, but there's one there, and there are others too. There is another one in the back, and also works perfectly. Okay, so before I start picking, and I'm going to try to pick this one, I'm going to show you how it is supposed to be disassembled, because I already started to disassemble it. They're not hard to disassemble, but you just need to know how. In the case of the original sea lock, just need to take out these screws inside. In this case I had two screws, one on top of the other, like these here. This one held the plug itself, and this one was screwed on top of it. You can see the bottom one here. I didn't put the other one inside. And then you can just push it out. In the case of the sea locks, you have more screws holding it. You have here and you have on the side. These are easy to take out, and then you have to take these. Sometimes in the C ones they have two. Other times I've seen some having a long screw all the way. So in this case I removed the long screw from this side. The long screw, no, the two screws from this side here, and left this one in so that the cord wouldn't come out yet. So you can't push it out yet. Pull it out, I mean. So when I finally pick it, I hope I'll be able to get it more easily. So let's see if I can actually pick it. Okay, let's try and pick this. I'm using this Stetson wrench, and I'm using this fork that I made. And first I'm going to try to see if any of the pins are binding. Okay. So I think now I can go to the sliders. All right, you got it. Nice. Yeah, it's a very interesting lock to pick. Not super hard, but it's quite tricky. Have to have a good tool to move the sliders. Not super easy to do, and to have good feedback. If you have a good tool, it ends up being pretty fun and pretty simple. Yeah. Okay, so let's put this back. Oh, I think I just messed up. Put this back the wrong way. No matter. Just like this. Right, so here we have the Ezcurra C3. So some would call these sliders, some would call these wafers. In fact, these elements will lock by locking the rotation of the plug into the housing, like this. Let me show you an example. Let's pick up For example, this one. And the idea is that the slider will as the gravity works, the slider will block the rotation by entering these grooves on the housing. Let's consider this the housing. And so the plug cannot move. And hopefully I put it the right way. Now when the key goes in, moves the slider into the correct position so that it releases, and as you can see, goes fully into the plug, and there, perfect. So that's how it works. This one is probably one of the most complex ones. I don't remember how the Vidmar SEA was, but I believe the Vidmar doesn't have these pins, so this one has 10 sliders and 2 pin stacks. So that's the most complex one. Right, so pretty fun lock. Feedback is pretty good if you have a good tool, as I said. Can be quite challenging at first, then you get the hang of it. Just need to learn how to navigate the keyway and find the knobs to test which ones are binding. The reason why you need a good tool like this one is because these are not spring loaded. You cannot dual test normally with a hook, so you have to test for the small movement like this to see if there's just the slightest bit of movement or if it is completely binding. One other trick that you have to learn is that if you try to force a little bit to see if you have any doubts it's binding or not, you try to force a little bit and you see it's starting to counter rotate, then you just stop, because it means it's going to try to rotate the plug into getting in one of these grooves. Okay, so means the slider is set already. Alright, a little bit dirty, I have to clean it a little bit more, but pretty nice lock, pretty cool. Yeah, hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching.